Alright everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a pie chart graph using Google Sheets. So one of the first things you're probably going to have to do is go into your Google Drive and create a new Google Sheet document. So I've already started one here and I'm just going to show you how to create this pie chart using this data that I have here. So the data that you are going to be using is the information and data that we gave you yesterday in class on this worksheet. So you should still have this worksheet and the data should be entered in these charts on your worksheet. And what you're going to do is you're going to just insert that information into a Google Sheet just like this. So I wanted to remind you that in the left-hand column, this is where the information for the x-axis goes, okay? Or in other words, your manipulated. Okay, manipulated again means something that you have control over, or your independent variable. Okay, so this is independent of anything else. Then on your y-axis here, you are going to put the information in the second column or the column to the right. Okay, and this again is the dependent, or should I say responding, or dependent variable. So this variable is dependent on the variable in the left-hand column. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight the information in both columns by simply clicking and dragging to highlight the information that you've entered. And what you're going to do is you're either going to click on a little icon here that looks like this that says Insert Chart, or you can go to Insert and go Insert Chart, whichever is easiest for you. Then what you're going to need to do is don't worry about this so much. Go to the Charts option and go down the list here until you see Pie. You are going to use either one of these top two pie chart options. I'm going to use the two-dimensional one. I think it's a little bit easier to look at, and I'm going to say Insert. Now, once you've inserted the chart, you should have data that looks something like this, but if you're using our data from yesterday, then it'll look a little different. You'll have different data in there. There's a few things I want you just to look at while you are editing this chart. The first is to enter a chart title. Here I'm going to say favorite pet for this data and just click enter to enter that information in. Our legend is good. We need to have our legend in order to represent the data correctly. You'll notice that here for fish, the percentage is so small that it doesn't fit, and that's okay. Your data shouldn't have too much of an issue with putting it on the chart itself. If you want to look at some additional settings, you can go into the Advanced Edit section and you can change on where the legend is. So I'm going to keep mine on the right hand side just because that's pretty typical. You can change the font that there is. You'll keep your slice as a percentage because you will be calculating percent for your graph. So make sure it's left as a percentage. Your border you can change the color of if you so desire. So I prefer it to be white, so I'm going to leave it as is. Again, you can change it so it's three-dimensional, or you can expand it a little bit, maximize it so that third percent is showing. Your series, you can change these to change the color. So if I didn't want the color to be like that, I could change it. I am going to switch it back though. And then you should be able to update your graph. Alright, I can move around my legend if I need to a little bit, but essentially that should be good. Alright, so once you've entered in your data from your graphing sheet, you should be able to create two new pie charts using this process on Google Sheets, and then enter your data for your next graph and start your next graph. If you have any questions, you can ask Miss McTaggart or myself, Miss Anderson, and we should be able to help you out. All right, good luck.